every newspaper editor, athletic administrator, and every friend that Denny met in his many travels and games. And on behalf of the Daugherty family, I proudly accept this and honor them. Thank you.
Thanks to my parents, thanks to the family, friends, all support, coaches. The best part of this, my team that's here getting inducted tonight as well. Anytime we run into somebody from another team from the conference, anybody in the community, everybody's always told us how much fun it is to watch us play. And I think that's kind of how we work. Congratulations to my fellow inductees. Congratulations to my team. This is awesome. And we'll hang out afterwards. Thanks, guys.
I speak for us all when I say it means a lot. And not only being here right now, but your support for us while we were in high school and you were cheering on the Tornadoes from the stands. There's a reason why home court advantage is so important, and it's because fans and community members like you bring a much added motivation and incentive for us to be our best on the court. But anyways, looking back, I came to one realization that it wasn't the games I remember, or the cross-country meets, or the scores, or the course times, or stats that I remember. It's the emotions, the feelings, the guts and glories of the physical act of playing sports that I remember most. Now, reminiscing 10 years later, I've learned it isn't just about the victory, because I don't even remember that part right now. What I learned most about playing basketball and running cross-country were the lessons other runners, coaches, teammates, refs, and even other basketball players were teaching me along the way.
Quite an honor. Very pleased to be here. And I'd just like to say thanks to my dad for being my coach. Since the time I was 5 to the time I was 22 and put organized sports, and thank you guys for all your support and everything. So, thanks.
Starting with mom and dad. Mom, who takes credit for any amount of athleticism that us kids got. And I guess Dad, I thank you for leading Mom. Or I feel like the road effect of my game was at Grandma and Grandpa Black's house on Easter. Little thing we call the curtain versus story. So we're cousins with the curtains. And Meredith, Allison, TJ, Danny, Fred, we all play curtain versus stories. They got bloody, black eyes, sweat, tears. Thought Fred about broke his leg one time. The way I remember it, I think the scores were undefeated. But we did know when to say when whenever Dad could no longer stop Allison, Ben could no longer guard Meredith.
Things that I remembered about the 98 team, there's tons of them, but a few things that popped into my head was, first of all, the parents. First of all, just did a tremendous job organizing things, whether it be summer, after games, whatever. Really, I think, set the bar for future groups of parents that are still doing some of the same things you guys did. So I really wanted to thank you for that. But also, what a fun group. I mean, seriously, one of the most fun group of parents I've ever been around. Just jumped in head first with everything. Some of you are still very close with today. I remember I chucked that tater numerous times. Yeah, baby, I remember a couple times. But a lot of fun times after games and such. So that's one thing that really stood out to me. The players, a super dedicated group, besides being awfully talented. So they're very dedicated group. I remember the first day at camp, lining you guys up, offense over here, defense over there, which we never got to do, hardly, because we had so many people go both ways. It was one of the first times that we could, not totally to platoon, but for a large portion we could line up and the guy across from us was the defensive starter. And once the kids saw this, Cody, you knew you were going to be blocking Ryan Ellis every day, or Jake Muncie every day. I mean, you weren't going to block anybody tougher than that. Since I'm pretty sure that at some watering hole tonight, the question's going to get brought up again, I figure I'll put that baby to bed. In my mind, there is absolutely no doubt that the 98 team would beat the 94 team 50% of the time.
things. One was our work ethic, and we were never the bigger, stronger, faster team against any of our opponents, but we knew in our hearts we would outwork them, and that paid off. We knew at a young age, you know, that's what it was going to take, and we were willing to make those sacrifices. The other characteristic that stood out with this team was character. And when I say character, I don't necessarily mean always making the right decision, because we've all made a few bad decisions and we're not perfect. But I mean making the right decision at the right time. That's what this group did, and we took advantage of our opportunities that were presented. And we learned those from the people in this room, our mentors, our family, our friends, and most of all, our coaches.
And one of the beautiful things about football, you know, a lot of people get hung up on the outcomes of games and the competition of the game and things like that. To me, one of the most beautiful things about football is the journey. And for me, I played a lot of football in my time, and I've been around a lot of football. This group and that year had a direct impact on who I am today as a person.
As we came in out of 8th graders, we looked up to the 94 class and we said we were going to be better than them. And when we came in as freshmen, our coaches asked us based on what? You guys were a 3-3 team against Apollo Conference players. What have you proven yet to this day? And they were right. And they challenged us, and we succeeded as 8-0, and we continued to do that, and it happened again as juniors and seniors. And we wouldn't have had that if the coaches and the parents wouldn't have challenged us. This town and everything that was brought amongst us as we were growing up, and I thank everyone here for that, and everyone here does, because if it wasn't for this, hard telling where most of us would be today. So, I thank you.